Hey everybody, Swamp Cleaner here, back with another video for you. Now I hope you all had a great 4th of July. Hope you guys had a ton of hot dogs. Hope you guys watched a bunch of fireworks. I had a quiet one myself. It was good, relaxing, watching fireworks, had some drinks, watching movies. Great. Can't wait to do it again next year. Now the two topics I wanted to get into today are the Overton Window and how it's politically convenient to shift the narrative. And you're getting a lot of that coming from the Democrats today. Now, I just got a few examples for you that I wanted to pop up because you hear this coming from the Democrats, especially on the border crisis, that oh my God, how horrible it is, how terrible, and you got the main ringer AOC squeaking off and shooting off on Twitter all the time, saying how we got concentration camps on our border, how terrible it is, how horrible it is. She's gotten so bad that in a private meeting with Nancy Pelosi just the other day, that's not what I'm going to be talking about, but she and her little group of progressive regressives got a slap across the knuckles by teacher Nancy Pelosi in a scolding little private meeting. So that was fun to find out about. But of course, that's just going to keep the divisions sowing in the Democrat Party, and it's just going to get worse and worse. But let's just get into how it's so politically convenient and how the Democrats used it to their advantage and how hypocritical it is just by flipping the narrative around. Now, Democrats make a U-turn on calling the border a manufactured crisis. Remember last year when they're saying, "Oh my God, Trump is stoking up fear to try to win the elections. It's a manufactured crisis. Don't believe it." You remember the first caravan coming across? You see them throwing rocks at the border agents, and we had to fire tear gas back. And then they had that stage photo with that woman like dragging her kids around. Oh man. And then all of a sudden, like after months and months and months of letting this fester at the border, letting it grow out of control. And now, yes, I know there's going to be detractors saying, "Oh, you're just covering for Trump. Trump can't do anything wrong, right?" Well, Trump was pretty much handed this mess by Obama, and the Democrats want to blame Trump for what Obama has done, even to go as far as take images from Obama era detention centers and say and claim this is the crisis at the border now and it's Trump's fault. Very despicable. But it's very politically convenient to shift that narrative now and say, "Oh, now it was horrible. It was now it's a really bad crisis. These people are in such dire straits. We need to help them. Trump is doing such a bad job." Well, if you gave the funding to Trump months ago, like he asked, then maybe a lot of this would have been mitigated by now. A lot of this strife would have been tampered down, and we could have been able to start the process of getting actual asylum seekers spread out from the fake ones who need to go back, and just also the criminals, the drug traffickers, the human traffickers, sex traffickers. They all need to be sorted through, sorted out. And the Democrats now, because it's politically convenient, because they've now let it fester so long, let the get so bad, and I think to some part, to some part, AOC has helped by stoking the flames and gaslighting this crazy with this crazy rhetoric of hers. But it's come back mainly to just bite them in the ass because a lot of people are saying now, how dare you give Trump the money because he's going to build his wall. No, a lot of that is supposed to just help the border agents mitigate the flow of people. Yes, there's wall being built privately and federally. It's happening slowly but surely, especially around Juarez. It is getting done, but with so much straight up vitriolic spite coming from the Democrats at everything that Trump is trying to do. That's why you have so much like headwind to go against. That's why the pace is so slow. Uh, but now that the Democrats find it politically expedient, somehow, even though this looks bad still, that they're now caving and giving Trump money, they've finally opened up the purse and they're going to actually start directing money down there. So finally now something may be getting done. But the Democrats are trying to take all the credit, and they don't deserve any of it. They actually deserve uh, a lot of hefty criticism. So I will be trying to do my part in directing it their way. Now, next one. Democrats claim that it's a conspiracy theory that conservatives are being censored. And this was an article written from last year. It's almost a year ago. This is about 1 week to the day from a year ago. And today is actually a social media summit where the likes of Tim Pool, Bill Ottman, the CEO and founder of Minds.com, is going, and a couple other social media e-celebs, as a certain friend would describe them. They are going to talk and hopefully discuss the pertinent topics of the day, such as the blatant, now known fact that conservatism is being focused and silenced, shut down by the likes of Google and Facebook, and YouTube is also driving down suggestions, getting rid of recommendations. So it's all slanted. I mean, yes, and it's splashing all over the place. It was pretty much like a giant bomb that was dropped on the right, and then some of that splash damage hit the center and hit some of the people on the left too. But it's mainly attacking or mainly hitting conservatives. Yes, Antifa now is actually getting straight up banned by Facebook. Period. So you can see there's not just it's all one side. It's happening now to Antifa, but that is because a little bit of the Overton window, and I'll get into that later, because of how they've escalated in their violence. But now that's come back to bite them, and now they are getting banned completely by Facebook. So it's going both ways now. It's starting to finally bite the lefties in the ass because they screamed for censorship so long. Okay, well they got it. It was first going after conservatism. Now went after, and it definitely went after some moderates like I mean, who's like Packman. He's on the right, or no, he's on the left. He got hit. Crowder got hit. Like all these people who are like center right, center left are getting hit. Tim Pool, center left, got hit. Well, actually, a little bit more further to the left got hit. I mean, and of course, the Mac Daddy of all from last year, Infowars was the first persons to get censored. But of course, this is going into the Overton window, and I'm getting off topic here. But now, how I want to say how it's politically expedient. Now that the censorship, there's all these hit pieces and claims like, oh, these people are getting censored because they're Nazi views. These people are getting censored because they're bigoted, racist views, yada, yada, yada. Now Democrats can actually say, they're coming out saying this climate looks juicy, to say it is despicable, it is horrible to actually say these nasty things about Congress people, and they need to be prosecuted and shut down and banned. So you got people like Frederica Wilson saying that people who are making fun or being trollish, and you have to look at the Reddit. They're not when they say people who are using hate speech or making fun of, it's usually people who are just being very highly critical of the insane rhetoric that is coming from people like Warren, or how she or making like Elizabeth Warren claiming that she's a Native American, and she finds out that she's actually whiter than the average American, so she gets blasted for it. Oh, but that's hate speech, and we need to ban that stuff. But who's blasting her? Conservatives, because she's a Democrat. So when they say people who are being hateful and who are being trolly need to get banned, they're mainly like 99% talking about conservatives. So yes, they actually now flip-flop, and it's now politically expedient to advocate for this when just a year ago they were saying it was a complete conspiracy theory. Now, the Overton window. Let's get back to the Overton window here. It has been driven, like how I've been saying, a lot by the mainstream media. They have been now driving this narrative that there's Nazis, white supremacists crawling all over the place, and Trump is just emboldening them to come out and attack minorities, LGBT, etc. and it's a horrible stain on America. This is not our values. This is a threat to our democracy and all those good like talking points that they like to spew out all the time. This shifts the narrative. This shifts to where it makes it more acceptable to take your rhetoric and bring it into a more vitriolic state. Now, here's the thing. You get this argument coming from the left to the right. Oh, what people say turns into violence. Words are violence. But if you are Antifa and you have on the back of your T-shirt "Kill some Nazis today" or something like that, that is incitement to violence. But since the Overton window has been shifted to where the public accepts the idea that oppression is based off of power and privilege, or racism is based off power and privilege. So if you're punching up, if you're fighting against the oppression, it's okay to use other levels, other forms of or other options such as violence. I mean, so that's how the Overton window is shifting, and you see the leaders like Antifa doing that, and they have caused the major attack on Andy No. And when this is defended by mainstream media pundits, especially on Twitter, and Twitter doesn't do anything about people advocating for violence, and then you have now also on top of that, Facebook is allowing people to incite violence on those they deem as dangerous people. Paul Joseph Watson just pretty much did an expose on that, exposed that pretty much it is a fatwa. If these people run afoul of our ideological opinions, you are allowed to incite violence on them. And that, if that policy was put in place in 2015 or 2016, holy crap. Do you understand the backlash of that? But no. Now, because they've implemented, hate speech policies, and then, like, what's deemed, like, inappropriate and sensitive policies, and then, like, these are hate agents, and then here are dangerous people. They progress, and now they get to the point, well, there is no incitement, you cannot incite violence, unless, they put an unless in there, unless, saying that since these people are baddies, it's okay. So it's two standards. There's two different groups of people now. You have a secondary class of citizen. If you have Untermensch, you have the undesirables, you have the dangerous people, and they can be persecuted. It's okay. And guess what? It's 2019. It's the current year. So there's the Overton window shifting right before your eyes. And another thing, it happens in politics too. You have Democrats at the last debate all raising their hand, affirming yes to the question, would you allow illegal immigrants to get health benefits, health insurance in America? So pretty much the taxpayers are covering that. And look what happened in California just the other month. California to pay. Actually, no, this was California to pay health benefits. I actually was trying to find the article where it actually showed that they passed it. So yeah, the governor Newsom just passed it, and now it's signed into law. It's going to cost Californians another $100 million in taxes just to cover illegal migrants. See, look, that there is also I caught myself using words, illegal aliens. You use undocumented migrants, that's also a shift in the Overton window. That's a cultural shift. Because if you change the words over time, you change the thought process of how people look on things. They're illegal aliens. They don't belong here. They're foreign to this country. Well, okay, see, here's the thing. You're not allowed to bring soil across the border from Canada to America or vice versa, or Mexico to America. You're not allowed to bring a potted plant. Like if you're moving and you have potted plants in your house, you are not allowed to take them across the border because it's a foreign object. It's an it's alien ecosystem, biolife, biomatter. It could cause a massive hit on the delicate ecosystem of the area that you're going to go to. It's like bringing a foreign animal to another environment, and then it like runs rampant and takes over and stuff. Like wild pigs in the south of America, in the south of the United States, we have like there's wild pigs, or like how they brought there's like camels in Australia, or even though that population is controlled, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. Like you bring in a foreign uh you bring in a foreign entity, and it could cause widespread damage. So if we do that for soil, and we do that, for certain maybe wildlife, why is it any different for human beings? We're animals too. And yes, I'm saying, oh my God, you're calling illegal aliens animals. How dare you? Well, some of them are actually violent animals, like MS-13. They slaughter people. They chop them up with machetes. Oh man, hopefully this video is probably going to get restricted. I don't know. But yeah, I'm getting a little off time. But anyway, yeah, there you go. I think I'm gonna pretty much that sums up what I wanted to get across in this video. Uh, yeah, so we got the Overton window shifting to where it's acceptable now to incite violence on a certain group of people because they've been labeled with a certain connotation that it's okay to attack them because they're bad. Ay, ay, ay. And I thought we got over that. That happened somewhere in Europe in like the 1930s and 40s. What, 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 what regime was that? What, is that the Third Reich? Third Reich? Oh yeah, that's right, the Third Reich, yeah, Nazi Germany. Okay, yeah. Almost forgot for a second there. But, yeah, anyway, so we got that Overton window shifting, and we got politically expedient and convenient narratives that can go flip-flopping until the day is done. Anyway, that is what I got for you. This is Swamp Cleaner. Hope you guys again had a great 4th of July, and I will see you all later.